All right, welcome back, folks, to our Star Trek Judgment Rites playthrough. It's brought to us by Worm. Thank you for supporting the channel. And last time we played, we were in a prawn planet, and there's ancient technology here, and they're affecting the cavemen. And we're trying to find out what to do with that. Everything's locked down. We picked an item from this vat. I noticed that there's another vat here, so we might want to check that one out. And we plugged it into this. Let's check it out.
A bin containing very small discs.
Okay, we have not picked that up.
The bin contains small plastic discs, Captain. The plastic is essentially inert in this form. However, if placed under pressure, it will become a superconductor capable of storing significant energy compared to its size. It will break down over time. That is why it is commonly stored in this state.
I'm assuming these go into that press on the table.
That device would provide the necessary activation pressure.
Probably should hang on to a few, don't you think?
A logical choice.
Okay, so now we have what we need to do, well, whatever this is.
The batteries have been placed into the device.
Use it.
Readings here are no different than any other room.
Since we know this is a high-pressure device, it would be logical to either use it or leave it alone. Without items in both hoppers, the device is unlikely to work correctly.
Were there not?
Have you already forgotten that we have samples of the badges?
Have you forgotten it? Because that's what we did.
No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's necessary. You know, it does look a little like a button maker. I may not be a scientist, but I bet we need something in each hopper before this is going to work.
But we do. Oh, no, we don't. Oops.
The badges have been placed into the hopper, Captain.
Oops. I thought we...
You know, it does look a little like a button maker.
What is that smell?
There was a chemical change due to the pressure. That is simply a small amount of outgassing from the plastic.
Better scan that.
I'm just a simple country doctor, not a magician. There's some things I just can't fix.
All right, Bones. No need to...
No effect. No effect.
You know, it does look a little like a button maker.
What is that smell?
There was a chemical change due to the pressure. That is simply a small amount of outgassing from the plastic.
Okay. Do we have it? Oh, we do. Okay. Now, what is that? What did we make?
A small gray badge thickened by the presence of a plastic disc pressed into its structure.
Okay.
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain.
Right. Well, it's got a battery, so we know there's a battery charger on the other side of the room. Let's go check that out.
The badges change color.
I believe the units are now fully operational.
Hopefully these badges will help us with some of these force fields. We should each keep one of them with us while we're here.
Okay. Okay, so we don't need to use the doors anymore. There's something here in the middle.
A large computer and display screen.
Let's scan it, because we can scan it before.
This is a computer control panel, Captain. It appears to have some control over other parts of the compound.
Well, first off, let's save.
Save new game. Replace previous.
Try out that computer.
Computer, are you on? Maybe I'm not the man for this particular job. No, I don't think that's necessary.
No, Kirk. Alright, Spock, do everything. It's basically that.
This console is non-operational, Captain. However, I do believe the repair would be a simple matter given the right materials. There are essentially no controls or displays available at this time.
Oh, well, we got a ton of objects. Maybe we need this.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Okay, maybe we need the cube. Oh, we do need the cube.
This modification is not all that is necessary to gain access to the computer. It still requires a display unit.
Well, we do have a display unit right here.
Captain, this modification has completed the repairs of this unit. I should be able to deactivate a force field somewhere in this complex.
Well, that's very,
Computer, are you on?
very useful spot.
Maybe I'm not the man for this particular job.
What force field do we deactivate? Is Twitch buggy? I don't know. Is it?
I can shut down the unknown force field. Should I continue?
Yes, I don't care what it is. I want it off. No, let's look around a bit more first. Yes, I don't care what. No, let's
No.
look around a bit more first.
No. Not yet. I don't know about unknown force fields. Didn't this have a force field last time? I'm pretty sure it did.
A high-protein bacteria mixed with some sort of pheromone-style compound. I don't know what effects the pheromone would have on our physiology. I would need to take a sample back to the lab on the Enterprise to conduct a study.
Hmm.
Fascinating. This device siphons material from the other unit by way of the pipe overhead. It possesses the ability to move a substantial amount of material. Most interesting is that the material can be jettisoned up out of these caves into the ecosystem of the planet. It may be that the material in the vat is dangerous, and the builders wished to protect this complex from contamination.
But they didn't care about the planet, did they?
Apparently not the primary concern.
Tell that to the Balcosi.
According to the studies from the Demeter, the Balcosi would not recognize speech.
I believe Bones was speaking figuratively, Spock.
There is presently no means by which to shut off this release. The unit is set to discharge, and the control switch has been removed.
Removed? Could it be the builders were not afraid the complex would be contaminated, but were instead afraid the ecosystem would be in trouble if the contents of the vat were not discharged?
Interesting hypothesis, Captain. Difficult to do more than speculate at this time.
Oh. Well, we do have a switch. Remember, we picked one up. Right there.
Assuming the appropriate signal is received, this unit can be shut down safely. The shutdown signal does not originate here.
Save new. Replace pre. Save new.
Okay. Ancient Evil. Or. Had to play Link's Awakening. The old one or the new one? This is where the caveman came in. And he gets sprayed. We could shoot him. But I don't know.
The Valkosian system shows heightened stress and metabolic activities.
Why? Why not? Fire!
Try to stun him when he goes to eat.
Oh. I mean, did you miss the first mission? The first mission was like, oh yeah, shoot everything. Jim, what are you doing? You can't fire your phaser everywhere.
Jim, I'd like to take him to the medical examination room next door. I want to know what that gas is doing to him.
Not a bad idea, Bones.
Yeah.
My God, look at these readings. Everything's elevated. Small wonder that the Balcosi are in turmoil. Every aggression-related hormone in this guy's body is working overtime.
What's causing it, Bones?
That little hiss of air was loaded with pheromones, Jim. The creature inhaled them and immediately went into overload.
This must happen at random intervals when they collect the food.
I hate to sound like Spock, but there's more, and it's pretty fascinating. Also horrifying. The pheromone is perfectly tuned to the Balcosian physiology. It's like somebody genetically engineered both.
Didn't the Demeter report say there weren't enough records showing the Valkosian presence on the planet? Could they have been put here on purpose?
It is possible we have stumbled in on an experiment, Captain.
With the subjects being treated like rats, it's criminal, Jim. These can be thinking beings.
I'm not certain it is the Valkosi that are the subjects, Bone. I think it is us.
Interesting hypothesis, Captain. What is your supporting data?
It's the way all of this is set up, Spock. I can't put my finger on it, but it just feels so set up. We keep finding out just enough to make choices. The real question is who? Who's doing this to us?
And to what purpose, Captain? Why?
Why indeed, Spock? Why indeed?
I don't know if I can answer that question.
Save new, replace previous.
Okay.
This seems pointless.
This isn't a medical matter, Jim.
Is it not?
This isn't a medical matter, Jim.
Okay.
Finally, something I can deal with.
You should feel almost at home, Doctor.
Well, it has something to do with the gas. Okay. So now what? Do we shut down the, force field, or do we, do the thing in the gas room?
A discharge unit set to eject material siphoned through sealing pipes into the planet's ecosystem.
Captain, the controls are locked out. There is no way to change their settings.
A discharge unit set to eject material siphoned through sealing pipes into the planet's ecosystem.
This is a food-producing unit, Captain. There's a fast-growing bacteria inside. The bacteria is continually being harvested, and units of food are being produced and carried elsewhere by that large pipe. The small pipe next to it carries the byproducts.
That seems simple enough.
There's much more, Captain.
Well, I'm surprised.
Any breaks in any of the pipes will send a release signal to the discharge unit, as will interruption of power to the food-producing unit. Any tampering will send the bacteria into the atmosphere.
Okay, that's bad. So we don't want to play with the power supply. But how do we shut it off?
Most impressive pieces of technology.
Do you know what the gas is good for? It's a gas that makes the inhabitants aggressive.
This room gives me the willies, Jim.
Spock, can you do anything with those controls?
Captain, the controls are locked out. There is no way to change their settings.
I would just be wasting our time, Spock. This is more along your lines. I would just be wasting our time, Spock.
A discharge unit set to eject material siphoned through sealing pipes into the planet's ecosystem.
Oh, I don't know what to do there. Hopefully,
Computer, are you on? Maybe I'm not the man for this particular job.
Shall I activate the display, Captain?
Not yet. Let's take a look at this.
Coming up now, Captain.
Okay. What the hell is this? I need some brains here. Circle with house makes six-sided diamond. House with square makes triangle. Square plus square makes what? No brains here. Oh no. Triangle. Why would... Okay. You gotta tell me why it's gonna make triangle though. Circle. Why does it make triangle? Can you get social aid if you fail it? Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay, so circle. Number of sides. Okay, let's 1, 5. That makes 6. Yeah, that works. That works. Okay. 5 plus 4. That's not 9. It's 3. Unless it resets at 6. No, that wouldn't work. No, that would work. What is this then? Press the button and see what happens. I don't know about that. So diamond again, actually.
It seems that we have chosen incorrectly, Captain.
What's the matter, Jim? Been that long since childhood? We used to play this kind of game all the time.
No, Bones, it hasn't been that long. I just haven't seen a puzzle quite like this one.
I must confess a lack of familiarity with this particular scheme. Vulcan puzzles are more abstract. There were 4 available shapes that might solve the puzzle.
One of the shapes should make all 3 lines equal in some way.
That would seem logical, Captain.
Computer, are you on? Maybe I'm not the man for this particular job. No, I don't think that's necessary.
Captain, there is another display waiting to be activated. Shall I continue?
No, that last absolutely. I'm sure we'll...
Do we have to, Jim? I hate tests.
Activating.
Oh, they changed it. They changed it. Six plus 3 was 1. 5 plus 1 equals 4. No. No. That don't work. Top to bottom. Oh, maybe. 6 plus 5 equals 3. The house. It's the house.
Failed again. Why geometrical puzzles? Why not numbers or
Not the
riddles?
house.
Numbers are dependent on a planet's base numerical system. A planet with a base 12 system could not solve the numerical puzzles of a planet with a base 10 system. Idiosyncrasies in dialect and colloquialisms could change the meaning of a language-based puzzle from race to race.
So, obviously, whoever created these tests thought that geometric puzzles would be universally understood.
That is a reasonable assumption.
Geometry. Hey, Jim, all those shapes are polygons.
Except the circle, Doctor. Polygons have sides. The circle does not have any edges. Therefore, it can have no sides.
Or it has one side if you view it as a single continuous line.
Taken simplistically, that might be correct, though the theory of calculus argues that it has infinite sides.
Leave it to a Vulcan to make things difficult again.
Not difficult, Doctor. merely correct.
Enough, you two. We need to figure out what to do, not argue.
Captain, there is another display waiting to be activated. Shall I continue?
No, I need to go back to school and get a nap. Our luck is bound to change. Let's...
Depending on luck may be part of our problem. Activating.
I gotta go back to school. I don't get it. It can't be 3. There is no 3. Oh, it's the sum. Okay, so 6 plus 4, 13. 4 plus 4, 8 plus 5, 13. 7 plus 6, 13.
It appears we have chosen correctly, Captain. The controls indicate that the force field has been dropped.
Hey there, Freeport. How you doing? Good job at base math. I did it! Congratulations.
The energy generated from inside this unit is definitely causing the problems in communicating with the Enterprise. It will undoubtedly block any attempt at transporter lock-on also.
Alright, what can you do for us there, Spock? What would you do without us? Game facts.
This generator may be providing power for more than just this complex. It is broadcasting power, which is causing the interference in communications with the Enterprise. I cannot tell for certain if there are receiving units for this power, because some of the readout circuits are damaged. Fascinating.
What is fascinating this time, Spock? I doubt it's fascinating to either Bones or myself, but I'm sure that won't stop you from telling us. What is fascinating this time, Spock? I doubt it's fascinating to either Bones or myself, but I'm sure that won't stop you from telling us.
This is more Kirk than anything else, though. I would think. Choice one it is.
What is fascinating this time, Spock?
You tell him, Jim. I'm getting sick of this alien smarter than thou attitude.
If either of you had an ounce of logic, you would be more prepared to listen to my information, and possibly even understand it.
Bordering on insubordination, aren't we, Mr. Spock?
I always knew that no emotion garbage was just a cover. He thinks he should be in charge.
Mr. Spock, I'll have those findings from you right now.
Captain, it appears the circuit was deliberately damaged. This would only be possible if the force field were down. Who would damage their own machinery? And for what purpose?
More and more curious, Mr. Spock.
Also, Captain, I am able to determine that if power is interrupted rather than shut down from this console, it will send a signal to that effect. The signal will trigger some other event. I do not know what the event will be.
Well, if it's busted...
All internal systems in Dr. McCoy's tricorder are functioning normally.
I wonder if they're,
Readings slightly elevated.
You seem healthy. I wonder why it's doing that.
pheromones. Let's use the, whatever this is.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
What?
The readout is now fully functional. There are other locations on this planet receiving power from this generator. Most peculiar. The locations of these units are not in the database.
And you think they should be?
It would be logical, Captain. But removing the circuit that controls the on and off functions of this device would also be illogical.
Are you trying to tell me that's what happened here?
Exactly, Captain. Until that repair is made, it would be impossible to execute a proper shutdown procedure.
Hey, thanks for that, Yashibe. Much appreciated.
The repair is complete, Captain. It would now be possible to safely shut this machine down. However, doing so would certainly affect all the other equipment in this complex.
I'm gonna save. I
Save
feel
new
like
game.
the VAT is
Replace
something we need
save
to
new-
do, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, like releasing the bacteria.
Captain, do you wish me to start the shutdown sequence on the generator?
Let's hold off on that for now, Spock. Shut it down, Spock.
Well, that ends that threat. The Balcosi can rest peacefully tonight and from now on.
It is still a trying time in their development, Doctor.
Think of it as an adventure, Spock. Scotty, 3 to beam up.
Captain, the power source has completed its shutdown procedure. There is no trace of the pheromone in the atmosphere.
Oh, okay, we did
It
it.
would appear the Balcosi are free to choose their own future.
Good to hear, Spock. I just hope we didn't miss anything else.
True, Captain. It would be most unfortunate to pass up opportunities for increasing our knowledge.
Captain, there are 2 signals being broadcast from the planet. The first is another burst following the same path as the original broadcast. The other signal emanates from nearby the first. It's aimed at us, Captain.
On screen, Lieutenant.
Message from Starfleet, Captain.
On screen.
Interesting report, Jim. I think you were right to release the Balcosi from outside influence. No one at Starfleet has any idea who is behind all this, or what the testing message was all about. Keep us informed as you find out more. I've got confidence in you, Jim.
I've reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain, and have a few comments. I am very pleased with your performance. It was a perfect mission, Jim. Your reputation as Starfleet's best starship captain is secure. Kane out.
No Man's Land.
Captain's log, stardate 6236.5. Following our mission to Balcos, the Enterprise is proceeding to Omega Corvus to probe radiation clouds. We are expecting an uneventful mission.
Message from Starfleet Command.
On screen.
This is a Code 2 emergency, Captain. 3 Federation ships have vanished in the Delphi system within the last month. 3 days ago, we lost contact with the USS Zimbabwe. You are to go to the Delphi system and find out what's happened to our ships. Starfleet out.
Okay. Delphi system. Where's that? Delphi system. Where is it? No, really, where is it? Oh, it's 2. Duh. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna save.
Save new game.
No man. 1. Oh wait, we should probably talk to Spock.
The Delphi system is not far from Romulan space.
Let's not make any accusations without proof, Mr. Spock.
I make no
Romulans.
accusations, Captain. I am simply pointing out relevant information based on the most logical hypothesis available. I would not recommend drawing a definite conclusion from it.
Okay.
Our orders are to proceed to the Delphi system, Captain. Hailing frequencies are open.
Captain, at our current speed of warp 7, I expect to enter the Delphi system in 8 minutes.
Captain, I just started getting the oddest noise on all channels. It sounds like some sort of insect drone.
Let's hear it, Lieutenant.
An object is approaching the Enterprise.
On screen. Mr. Spock, is that what I think it is?
Sensors indicate that it is an authentic Earth warplane, circa 1917, belonging to the nation of Germany. Its appearance is identical to a Fokker DR-1. Sensors also indicate an immense power source and one life form.
We are being hailed.
This is Baron Trelaine von Gothas of the German Air Circus. I have identified you as an enemy aircraft. You have 10 seconds to surrender before I blow you out of the sky.
Trelaine, but I thought we'd seen the last of you. Stop playing games, Trelaine. Leave my ship alone. We surrender.
We surrender.
Trelaine, triplanes didn't have radios during the First World War. Trelaine, but I thought we'd seen the last of you. Trelaine, triplanes didn't have radios during the First World War.
Captain Kirk, that is not the way for mortal enemies to greet each other on the field of battle. Of course you hadn't seen the last of me. I am Trelaine, the humble Baron of Gothas.
Humility is not something that I would associate with you, Trelaine. I suppose we're going to get another tantrum from a runaway child with too much power for his own good. Mortal enemies? When are you going to grow up, Trelaine? Humility is not something that I would associate with you, Trelaine. I suppose we're going to get mortal enemies. When humility is not something that I...
Oh, this is wonderful. The sarcastic banter of determined foes just before a battle that only one of them will survive.
Put an end to this farce at once, Trelaine. You have a way of trying my patience, Trelaine.
Yes, Trelaine is... supposedly he's a Q.
Go home, Trelaine, before you get in trouble again. Didn't your parents punish you enough, Trelaine? Put an end to this farce at once, Trelaine.
If you insist.
Sensors indicate he is closing on us. I will extrapolate that he intends to fire on us.
Raise shields, evasive maneuvers.
Raising shields. Captain, controls are not responding.
Sensors indicate that our hull would not hold against his attack.
Trelaine.
We have been unconscious for a considerable length of time, Captain. This is Lieutenant Commander Ellis, First Officer and Security Chief of the USS Zimbabwe.
Hello, Mr. Ellis. Where is your captain?
He was in sickbay at the time that triplane attacked us. I don't know what's going on.
What is going on, Commander, is a gentleman named Trelaine, an immature child of a race with vast powers. Somehow he acquired an unhealthy fascination with human military history. Last time we encountered him, he had an interest in the Napoleonic era.
It would appear, Captain, that his awareness of human history has advanced to the level of your First World War.
If it advances any further.
Not only do we need to escape this place, but we need to find a way to discourage Trelaine's interest in war once and for all.
How did you escape from him last time, Captain?
His parents appeared and punished him. I doubt that we can rely on such an intervention a second time.
Alright, we're in some kind of dungeon.
Save new game. Replace previous game.
Alright, let's check out the area.
There are many bundles of sticks piled against the wall. A small barrel rests against the wall. It is empty.
Barrel?
Straw. Not the sort of bedding that Starfleet officers are used to. Rather damp, too. A crate. It is labeled schnapps. It is nailed shut. A crate. It is labeled schnapps. It is nailed shut. A crate. It is labeled schnapps. It is unopened.
These sticks were taken from a pine tree. Given their shape, I would speculate that they are used for kindling. A wooden barrel containing nothing. The tricorder detects no unusual properties. It would appear to be an ordinary crate, Captain.
Of course it's a crate. It looks like a crate, feels like a crate. What else could it be?
Doctor, we are dealing with an entity who is capable of sustaining an artificial atmosphere on a planet and then flying that planet around the universe like a starship.
Spock's right, Bones. When we're dealing with Trelaine, we need all the information that we can get. Something that looks trivial might be the key to defeating him and saving the Enterprise.
And the Zimbabwe.
Yeah, whatever. The Enterprise is all that matters.
Lieutenant Commander Ellis is showing heightened levels of stress. James T. Kirk, slightly heightened levels of adrenaline, but otherwise normal. Mr. Spock, I can never tell what's right and what's wrong with these Vulcans. The phrase, physician, heal thyself, has always annoyed me.
Phaser redshirt. Why? Why would we phaser redshirt?
Okay, take us out of here.
Fascinating. This appears to be an Earth domicile, late 19th or early 20th century.
He's Trelaine.
At least nobody's sick.
Oh, okay.
It's not firing.
The phasers have been completely drained of energy.
Courtesy of our charming host, no doubt.
No doubt. Well, gentlemen, if we're going to beat Trelaine, we'll have to beat him on his own terms.
All right.
You pick up a stick.
The barrel's full of holes, Captain. It's useless.
You're useless.
The crate is open. It is full of bottles of Himrich schnapps. The date on the bottle says 1913. You have taken several bottles of schnapps.
All right, let's go.
It's organic, Jim, but it's not alive.
That's fair enough.
This registers on my tricorder as schnapps, an alcoholic beverage.
We know what schnapps is, Spock.
My apologies, Doctor.
Oh. Bottoms up.
No thanks. We'll need all of our wits if we are to defeat Trelaine.
One drink?
While I'm on duty? Are you serious?
Not as good as Steel Magnolia. Perhaps later. You carry it, Jim.
Why is McCoy mauling all the time? Oh, he is.
Vulcans do not drink.
He needs to loosen his Vulcan ears a little.
I have observed numerous occasions, Doctor, where you have regretted your indulgence in alcoholic beverages.
Are you planning to christen it, Jim?
You cover the straw with schnapps.
It was thirsty. Phaser don't work. Stick.
What's going on here?
We should leave this building immediately. The proximity of this fire to a large concentration of alcohol puts us at considerable risk.
Spock.
I thought that was my job. I can get him. You people get moving. I'll follow right behind you.
Why?
I've put our unconscious friend in a safe place.
The building is structurally sound, Captain. I doubt that it would collapse, but as a precaution, I would not enter it again.
But where are we, Mr. Spock?
Isn't it obvious? In trouble.
Do you have a problem, Mr. Ellis?
Yes, sir. I have a problem. His name was...
The Baron does not appreciate vagrants.
Why that?
Oh no, we're in Germany. No man. Boy. Boy guard.
Having fun, Jim?
You okay, old man?
I
I need a doctor.
Oh, well, we have a doctor.
A human, approximately 60 years of age, in poor physical condition. His hip is broken, Jim. He needs our help.
Dr. Schnapps.
That should fix the hip problem. He should rest. Thank goodness Trelaine didn't take the tranquilizers from my med kit. He'd probably be too tired to talk much.
Thank you for helping me. If only I had something to repay you.
You could tell us where we are.
You are the American pilot, Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Kirk, the leader of the famous Enterprise Squadron.
Lieutenant Colonel
Jimmy?
Enterprise Squadron?
I suppose I should tell you nothing, but as it looks as though the war will soon be over, I can tell you that this is the village of Gothos.
What war is this?
The Great War. The one that has lasted for 4 damned years and has killed millions. I never thought that it was possible for so many young people to die for such a worthless cause.
I believe he refers to the first of your world wars.
Could you answer an important question for me, sir? What year is this? Where's Trelaine? What else has happened? What year is this?
You must have been held prisoner for a long time, Colonel. It's October 16th, 1918.
Fascinating.
I am so tired. I must rest.
Okay. There's someone here.
You get no response.
Save new game. Replace.
Give him the schnapps. No, we burnt it all.
You know that Baron's orders are that you are to be served in the armory. You are not to enter this establishment.
Everyone knows, Fraulein, that the Baron's orders were never meant to be taken seriously. Even by him.
Looks like trouble.
Excuse me, but if the lady wants you out, then you should get out. Would you like to step outside? Hello, soldier. Wouldn't you look good with beer on your face? Excuse me, but if the lady wants you out, then you should get out. Would you like to step outside?
Want to step outside? Can I have a talk?
They don't make soldiers like they used to.
Superhuman Kirk. Taking out
Save
every
new
soldier.
Game. Replace previous.
Well, Miss Gernsbeck, you seem to run a very efficient place.
Thank you, Colonel. Unfortunately, the war does not lend itself to efficiency. What do you wish to talk about?
Why are you calling me a colonel? What's going on with the war? You said that the war led to a lack of efficiency. What are you talking about? What do you know about Trelaine? Why do these soldiers bother you? Why are you calling me a colonel?
I know who you are. Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Kirk, leader of the famed United States Enterprise Squadron that has shot down so many of our pilots, along with Major Spock and Captain Leo McCoy.
Captain McCoy? Leo?
Excuse me, Gretel. Could you answer a question or two for me?
I will try, Colonel.
What's going on with the war?
How do you like the German accent, guys, by the way? People from Germany.
You said that the war led to a lack of efficiency. What are you talking about? What's going on with the war?
It has not been going well of late. So we are told that Kaiser Wilhelm will never
Yes,
surrender.
it is.
I doubt the war will last more than 2 months.
What is the date?
You have been held prisoner for a long time. It is October 16th, 1918. I'm glad it's coming to an end. I've lost so many friends. I've never felt so alone.
You said that the war led to a lack of efficiency. What are you talking about?
The soldiers are little more than animals. They do as they please because a band protects them. I must deliver kegs of beer for them every night. It keeps them from having to leave the armory.
Have you seen the Nazi episodes? I know of them, but I don't remember them.
I'm glad it's coming to an end. I've lost so many friends. I've never felt so alone.
What do you know about Trelaine?
I know, like, one episode, Kirk and Spock disguise themselves as soldiers, but then Spock gets his ears shown, so he gets captured, but then Kirk defends him, so then Kirk gets captured. I don't remember how it ends.
I know the band despises you and has vowed to kill you if you should ever meet again. Take my advice. Flee Gothos and never return.
And how does one flee Gothos?
I do not know, else I would have left long ago. The village of Gothos seems to ensnare anyone who comes here. You see, I really work for the French government. I'm a spy.
That's, okay.
I'm glad it's coming to an end. I've lost so many friends. I've never felt so alone.
Spy?
By the way, I'm
Why
a
do these soldiers bother
spy.
you? Spy?
I have been here for 2 years. The Western Front is very close, and I send information to France. I'm glad it's coming to an end. I've lost so many friends. I've never felt so alone.
Why do these soldiers bother you?
The soldiers are little more than animals. They do as they please because a band protects them. I must deliver kegs of beer for them every night. It keeps them from having to leave the armory. I'm glad it's coming to an end. I've lost so many friends. I've never felt so alone.
Alone, Fräulein?
Perhaps someday, when you have defeated your enemy and this war is finally over, you would come and visit me. I would enjoy spending better times with you.
Perhaps, Fräulein.
Perhaps.
Rudolf Uhland, owner of the shop outside. What seems to be the problem?
What do you think about the war, Harold?
Herr Schiller would have us believe that Germany is doomed. But I have more faith in our great soldiers than that. Victory shall be ours. Herr Kirk, what is it this time?
What can you tell me about Trelaine?
The perfect German. If anyone can turn this war around, it's him.
You're such a sycophant, Rudolph. I saw how you handled that foolish brute outside. Quite impressive. I am Schiller, superintendent of the local schools. How may I help you?
What do you think of the war?
Horrible business. When it started, I thought it would be good for Germany, but it soon became a mess. I hope it will be over soon. If we can settle this thing without harsh negotiations, we can get back to being a civilized nation once again. Herr Kirk, though my position as school superintendent keeps me busy, I'm always glad to help you.
What can you tell me about Trelaine?
A flamboyant man, and the greatest pilot in Germany. If only his soldiers weren't such rabble. Herr Kirk, though my position as school superintendent keeps me busy, I'm always glad to help you.
Where can I go to earn some money? What's special about the school? Where can I go to earn some money?
One might find a little money doing odd jobs around the village. Herr Kirk, though my position as school superintendent keeps me busy, I'm always glad to help you.
What's special about the school?
Well, Captain Hauptmann is addressing our class, trying to make the children into proper Germans. And we have a brand new chalkboard.
Amazing. All right.
Save, replace,
Over there. Oh, wait, probably scan the room.
The tricorder indicates that these are ordinary beer kegs. The tricorder detects no unusual properties.
Except for its unusual ugliness, Spock.
My father painted that.
It's a very nice painting.
Come to think about it, it's very, interesting.
Oh, boys.
The sabers are really made from tin, Captain. They are decorative, not functional.
My medical tricorder identifies the substance contained in the keg to be a fermented cereal produced by a malting process.
In other words, beer.
How come Spock gets to ramble on forever with his explanations without interruptions, and I don't? Not the epitome of perfect human health. Not the epitome of perfect human health. Human being in good physical condition.
All right. Oh, gotta talk to the boys.
All right, Commander, you were about to tell us why you're being so hostile. Let's hear your story.
Does the name Lieutenant Ralph Garvin sound familiar to you? He was my roommate at the Academy and was killed by some blood-sucking cloud while on a landing party under your command.
Space is not the safest of environments. I've always done my best to protect my crew, and I've always honored anyone who has lost their life under my command.
The Enterprise is routinely assigned to unknown and extremely dangerous sectors.
I have always made it a policy to lead landing parties and share the risk with my men. I suppose you've never lost someone under your command, Commander. You've never felt the loss of a subordinate while you've been on a landing party? When you become a captain of a starship, you'll have every right to judge me. We're in the middle of a life and death situation. I expect you to act like a Starfleet officer. I have always made it a policy to lead landing parties and share the risk with my men.
I mean, this one makes the most sense here. Yeah.
Captain, if I see you do anything that puts us or our escape at risk, you'll regret it.
I'm not interested in vendettas. I'm interested in survival. If you have a problem with me, you can wait until everyone's safe. Is that clear, Commander?
Yes, sir.
I lost my friend to a blood-sucking cloud. Okay.
If I didn't know your good luck was only temporary, I'd be quite annoyed.
Mr. Full House is complaining. If his hands were any more indecent, he would be arrested.
With the Baron's soldiers, he might be arrested even if his hands were decent. I can't complete a straight to save my life.
Or your fortune.
I'm Werner Gillard, the shoemaker. If you are not prepared to play, please leave us.
Excuse our friend. He doesn't like to perform in front of an audience. Hello, I am Richard Sundergaard. I publish the local newspaper. It's nice to see someone as famous as you, Lieutenant Colonel.
Doesn't it worry you, Herr Sundergaard, that you know an enemy ace is standing next to you?
The Baron has given orders for everyone in Gothos to treat you well, Herr Kirk. A fellow pilot honoring fellow pilots, I suppose, although I would not trust the military to follow those orders to the letter.
Huh.
Welcome. I am Kurt Nielsen, owner of the Gothos Brewery. If you care to join, feel free, if you can pay the stake.
Welcome, friends. Can I help you?
What can you tell me about the war? What can you tell me about Trelaine? Can you help me get into this poker game? What can you tell me about the war?
My son is in the army. I fear for him constantly. I've tried to convince the commander at the armory to authorize his transfer. I would do nearly anything for that transfer. Welcome, friends. Can I help you?
What can you tell me about the war?
My son is in the army. I fear for him constantly. I've tried to convince the commander at the armory to authorize his transfer. I would do nearly anything for that transfer.
Anything?
Welcome, friends. Can I help you?
What can you tell me?
Herr Kirk, you know the Baron quite well, do you not? I doubt I could tell you anything you do not know. Welcome, friends. Can I help you?
Can you help me get into this poker game?
I would lend you a stake to enter this game, but it appears that I will have to win a few hands to give you that money.
Scan him.
Human male in fair physical condition, less beer and tobacco would make considerable improvements. Human male in fair physical condition, less beer and tobacco would make considerable improvements.
I'm gonna guess the third one as well.
Human male in fair physical condition, less beer and tobacco would make considerable improvements.
It's for you too, chat. Less beer and less tobacco.
The tricorder detects nothing unusual.
You're not my dad. No, I'm your captain.
Stove. This appears to be several decades old, and is chiefly composed of cast iron. The tricorder detects nothing unusual.
I've been known to play a mean hand of poker on occasion. I imagine you do too, Kirk, except people seem to keep calling your bluff.
Poker. How unusual to find this activity in Germany during this period. Fascinating.
Fascinating? Just because your ears grow when you bluff? Ah, poker. I remember this time in medical school where I got into this game.
Doctor, I see no relevance of your story to this situation.
Spock, did anyone ever tell you that you can be damn rude?
Rude? I mean, McCoy, you're kinda, you know, teapot, kettle.
Poker.
Save new game.
No man free. Go to the shop.
Charming place. Less technology, more humanity. I like it.
Somewhere in the middle of this European charm, there's Trelaine and the missing ships. Let's find it.
Hi, can I help you?
What do you want for that room?
Okay, let's ask him.
That old thing. I can give it to you now. You can pay me later. I'm sure my boss, Mr. Uland, won't mind.
Aw, yeah, broom acquired.
Hi, can I help you?
I see you're selling food packages.
You look hungry. Sure, have it. Pay me later.
The Germans are so nice.
Hi, can I help you?
Is that a coil of rope over on the wall?
They're just giving everything away.
That rope? No one ever buys rope. Go ahead and take it.
Yeah, you want something? Take it. This is a shop, but whatever. Everything's free.
Hi, can I help you?
What do you want for those shoes? That really is a beautiful clock. What do you want for those shoes?
I'm sorry, but those shoes have already been paid for.
Oh.
Hi, can I help you?
What do you want for those shoes? That really is a beautiful clock.
It sure is. I can let you have it. Pay me later. Or maybe not. Mr. Uland wouldn't like me to give away something that expensive on a promise. Hi, can I help you?
What do you want? That really... Can you tell me how to make money around here? What do you want? Can you tell me how to make money around here?
Sure, have some money. Oh, I don't have any. I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why.
A young human male in good physical condition.
Captain, I'm detecting an extraordinary power source just to the left of that item. I am unable to get a reading due to the interference. The power contained within one of the clocks is off the scale, Captain. It matches with the sensor readings I took of Trelaine's triplane on the Enterprise.
Theories, Mr. Spock.
Captain, the last time we encountered Trelaine, he used various items, in particular, a machine hidden behind a mirror as a source for his power. This clock is another one of Trelaine's power objects.
And if we could find and destroy enough of Trelaine's power,
the village of Gothos would come apart, and we might find out what happened to the Enterprise.
Mr. Spock, continue scanning for power sources.
A common stove, although perhaps a bit antiquated for the period. There are no unusual readings from it, Captain.
Big follows. He's a big fan of Star Trek. Of course he'd show up.
The tricorder detects nothing unusual. This object is composed of metal and wood. There is nothing unusual about it. The tricorder detects nothing unusual.
Big follows. Are you a power source for Trelaine?
Apples, Captain. I detect nothing unusual about them.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Save new game. Replace previous.
I would not get near that dog if I were you, Jim. It's suffering from rabies.
The phasers are still completely drained. Attempting to use them would be a wasted effort.
How do we deal with dog? Stick? Broom? Food? Drink?
Terran dog suffering from hydrophobia.
Can you cure it, Bones?
If I can cure Vulcans, I can cure dogs. I need to find some way of getting close to it.
Have a food.
The dog is now hungrily eating its meal.
Another satisfied patient.
We saved the dog. Was it worth it? I don't know.
Save new game. Replace previous.
Let's go into Armory. I don't know what that is. Oh, hey guys.
I would have shot you on sight, Lieutenant Colonel Kirk. You owe your life to Baron Trelaine's kindness.
I'll try to remember to thank him when I see him. Why don't you tell your so-called Baron to stop playing games and come out of the castle and face me? Kindness? Trelaine? Are we talking about the same man? I'll try to remember to thank him when I see him.
For when you see him, you will die. And when you are dead, I will be thanking him.
The Baron has given orders that you are not to be disturbed. But if you threaten Gothos, we will kill you.
Okay. Want a bottle?
A drink from you? If you believe that we would drink your drug schnapps, you are insane. A drink from you? If you believe that we would drink your drug schnapps, you are insane.
You are insane. German soldiers aren't very nice.
Human male in good physical condition. Human male in good physical condition.
You're trying to provoke me. Ouch.
Unless we subdue the soldiers, Captain, I would not recommend trying to tie him up.
What could you do with those beer kegs? Oh. Yeah, that's an idea. But how do we drug the, how do we drug the barrels?
McCoy has drugged
okay.
the beer.
Okay. It's not okay. It's gonna go like, oh, we need stuff from the store. I'm sure they'll give it to us. McCoy drugged the beer. That's what it said. Straight up. Alright.
Save new game. Replace.
Let's tie up the commander.
A spilled mug. A soldier. He is currently unconscious. A rack containing German rifles. A safe. It is currently unopened.
Get ourselves some rifles.
You have taken one of their rifles.
Don't we have enough of those damn things?
We gotta protect ourselves, McCoy.
Captain, let's not go around carting anything heavy unless it's absolutely necessary. Captain, let's not go around carting anything heavy unless it's absolutely necessary. That was some smart work, Dr. McCoy, to drug their beer.
Thank you, Commander.
It's nice to see someone on the Enterprise is clever enough to avoid risking people's lives.
I don't like the looks of this place, Jim.
Fascinating. More illogic. Why would a German colonel be stationed in a small town like Gothos?
Maybe he likes the climate. Human male unconscious. Human male unconscious.
No effect.
No, keep him tied up. What are you doing? Let's wake him up.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You'll never get me to talk.
I would prefer that you didn't. You're nothing but a figment of Trelaine's childish imagination. You're even less important than he is. Where's Trelaine? Where's my crew? I would prefer that you didn't. Where's Trelaine? Where's my crew?
Probably this one.
I will tell you nothing.
Nothing? Yeah? What about rifle?
You presume to threaten me, Colonel?
I want you to sign transfer papers for Sundergaard's son. Send him away from the front.
How typical of the press. Not too willing to sacrifice for the good of the nation. Untie me, and I shall sign papers to take this little coward away from his duty.
You have taken the signed transfer papers.
Okay. Well, we gotta stop him.
I could mind meld with him to get the combination of the safe.
Do it, Spock.
Wait, what?
Trelaine. Trelaine. Trelaine.
Spock, snap out of it.
He's not paying attention to me. Run away.
The combination, Spock. Concentrate on the combination.
Kirk. I must have revenge on Kirk. Every great man has his enemy. Nothing could be more fun than revenge. The sensation to end all sensations.
Spock.
I am back, Captain. I was able to mind meld with Trelaine to an extent through his replications. These men are the crew of the Shinobi, the original freighter that Trelaine captured. Their thoughts have been altered by Trelaine.
Where is the Enterprise, Spock?
Or the Zimbabwe.
I received the impression that Trelaine is holding them prisoner. I also got the combination for the safe. Right 43, left 18, right 29, pull.
Okay, I did not expect that. I thought we would knock him out.
The safe is full of dynamite.
Dynamite?
But the safe is already open.
I do not see anything useful in the case, Captain. Carrying around large works of art may impede our mission.
You'll never get me to talk.
I would prefer that you didn't.
I will tell you nothing.
Okay.
Save new game. Replace previous game.
I think that was pretty lucky, though, that we did the mind meld. I don't think I would have figured that out. I just wanted to knock him out with the Vulcan nerve pinch.
What is it, Gringold? Ah, visitors.
You okay, guy?
What can I do for you, Colonel?
What can you tell me about the war? I noticed that you have only one. What can you tell me about Trelaine? Where can I go to earn some money? What can you tell me about the war?
We are a nation of warriors, Colonel. Like your America, we were born in war. We believe that military might gives men the right to take what they want.
What about diplomacy?
I wish we understood it better, Colonel. The pieces of paper that our diplomats sign have too little meaning. If we paid more attention, we could have prevented this latest mad conflict. I lost my grandson at the Marne. What can I do for you, Colonel?
What can you tell me about? I noticed that you have only one.
I lost my arm in the last war, January 8, 1871, during the siege of Paris during Bismarck's war with France, shortly before Germany's glorious victory. It still didn't bring my arm back. What can I do for you, Colonel?
What can you tell? I noticed that you have only one. What can you tell me about Trelaine?
Ah, yes, the glorious Baron. I'm a lowly soldier, retired and alone except for Gringold. I don't think I can tell you anything about him. What can I do for you, Colonel?
What can you tell? Where can I go to earn some money?
I might be able to give you some money, Colonel, if I could think of something useful that you could do for me.
Scan the cat.
Terran cat, feeling very self-satisfied. Human male in good physical condition.
Hello, kitty. Nice kitty.
Nice cat.
It sounds like my pet Tribble, Rodney. She has this nice pattern on her fur that looks just like this one.
Tribbles are genderless creatures, Commander.
It always seemed like a woman to me, Mr. Spock.
Who's that supposed to mean?
I'm attempting to find a pattern in Trelaine's illogic. Please do not disturb me.
Careful, Spock. Illogic might fry that delicate Vulcan brain of yours.
Given the many missions we've served together, I'm quite used to being bombarded by illogic and human emotion.
I hope I'm not this lonely when I get older.
Depends on how many of your friends live to old age.
Jesus, Alice, calm down.
Save, replace.
And remember, democracy is weak. It relies on the votes of the foolish masses who are incapable of choosing strong leaders. Constitutional government fosters weakness. The rejection of republicanism is what won the last war for Germany, and it will bring us victory over these stupid Americans.
That's not what they told us at the Academy.
Boys and girls, let me introduce you to an example of inferior Republican stock. Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Kirk. Tell us, Kirk, how can you defend the ludicrous American system?
I see no reason to defend anything, Captain. These children are, in spite of your efforts to indoctrinate them, quite capable of growing up to become adults who will make up their own minds. I am not interested in a debate, Hauptmann. If your system is so superior to America's, how come you're losing the war?
Oh, damn.
Why don't we put it up to a vote? You have a choice between a system that gives you leaders who will oppress you for life, or a system which, imperfect though it may be, allows you to influence your leaders and gives you a chance to bring them to account. I see no reason to defend anything, Captain. These children are, in spite of you, I am not. Why don't we put it up to a vote? You have a choice between a system that gives you leaders who will oppress you for life, or a system which, imperfect though it may be, allows you to influence your leaders and gives you a chance to bring them to account.
We're arguing about democracy and America. 2-2.
I am not interested in a debate.
This is not what Kirk would
say, though. If your system is so superior to... Why don't we put it up to a vote? I see no reason to defend anything, Captain. These children are, in spite of your efforts to Why don't we put it up to a... All in favor of Hauptmann's system, say aye.
Aye!
All in favor of my system, say aye.
Aye!
It appears that they don't want what you offer them, Hauptmann.
I will not tolerate such insults. The Baron will make you all pay.
America!
Jim, wasn't that a violation of the Prime Directive?
Dr. McCoy, this is clearly an imaginary culture with no real existence. The Prime Directive cannot be reasonably extrapolated to affect such a culture.
Hey there, Zah, how you doing?
A pre-adolescent human male in good physical condition. A pre-adolescent human male in good physical condition. A pre-adolescent human female in good physical condition. A middle-aged human female in average physical condition.
Okay.
It's been a long time since I've been in school.
Yeah, we noticed in the last episode.
Fascinating.
Fascinating.
You get no response.
And I thought 20th century hospitals were grim.
And yet the very best people who taught in a place like this had the power to uplift people's lives, to teach them knowledge, principles, and self-awareness. This was a battlefield where millions of unknown soldiers of knowledge fought to elevate humanity from barbarism.
You tell him, Kirk. We need to revamp our educational system and pay these teachers right.
I wonder what Dickens would have written if he had been exposed to a place like this.
Save new game.
Oh, already
Save
too many
new
games.
Game. Replace delete previous game. Save new game. Delete previous game. Save new game.
An ordinary oil painting, approximately 30 years old. I detect no unusual readings from it. The map does not register as unusual. Captain, another abnormally high reading emanating from the chalkboard.
Oh. Is that a place of power?
You get no response.
Herr Kirk, can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to ask a question. What do you think about the war?
It's horrible. With any luck, my students won't have to fight in such a war when they get older. Herr Kirk, can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to ask a question. What do you think about the war? What can you tell me about Trelaine?
Ah, the Baron. Such a charming man. If all the military in Gothos were like him, it would be a better place to live. Herr Kirk, can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to ask a question. What do you think about the war? These children are something, aren't they?
They are a little rambunctious, aren't they? Herr Kirk, can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to ask a question. What do you think about the war? What can you tell me about Trelaine? These children are something, aren't they? I didn't realize they let mad dogs teach children. You know, I've heard that chalkboards can be very dangerous to children. I didn't realize they let...
He's a rather enthusiastic officer. Herr Kirk, can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to ask a question. What do you think? You know, I've heard that chalkboards can be very dangerous to children. The chalk is very bad for the lungs. Maybe I should remove it.
You want to remove my chalkboard? Nein, absolutely not.
Nine?
I wouldn't consider it unless you gave me a letter from the superintendent telling me to do this.
Okay. Ben went. This is Germa Boo translate. Oh yeah, we talked to him.
Hello, Glingold.
What can I do for you, Colonel?
What can you tell me about the war? There's some trouble at the school. I believe the chalkboard may be dangerous. It should be removed. How could I convince the superintendent that this needs to be done? Where can I go to earn some money? There's some trouble.
I believe that some of the instructors are more dangerous than any chalkboard. But if Herr Schiller were to hear such a report from Herr Sondergaard, the publisher, he might agree to have it removed. Herr Sondergaard is the most respected man in town, next to the Baron. What can I do for you, Colonel?
What can you tell me? There's some trouble. Where can I go to earn some money?
I might be able to give you some money, Colonel, if I could think of something useful that you could do for me.
A domesticated longhair. The floor is quite dirty.
You know, this floor could be cleaner. Do you like living here, sir? This place looks very comfortable. You know, this floor could be cleaner.
Let's be rude. Be really rude.
I must be getting lazy in my old age, Colonel. If you were to sweep my floor, I would pay you a little money.
Sure.
Thank you, Colonel. You Americans are very helpful. It's a pity we're at war with you. But wars always end, and today's enemy often becomes tomorrow's friend. Unfortunately, the reverse is often true.
If only Americans were friends with Germans.
Here, it's not much, but money has its uses.
Thank you. Perhaps you might be able to use a broom around here.
Why, thank you, Colonel.
All right, we got some money. Better save.
Save new game. Replace.
Keep going. You'll have enough money. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know.
I can't believe the trench would be so close to the town.
It shouldn't be. At this point in the war, the Allies had broken through the trenches. That's why Germany surrendered. Their defenses were crumbling, and they didn't want to see their cities destroyed.
Only one of many illogical situations, Commander. The building where we were imprisoned almost burned to the ground, but no other building was touched, and no one seemed concerned about the fire.
What else?
The fact that everyone seems to recognize us, yet the military does not try to intercept us. The building signs in English instead of German. There is much here that is not what it seems.
You're right. I didn't even notice the signs in English.
A lone soldier groans, but does not move.
Young human male, life signs failing. suffering from internal bleeding and shock. Now that's an odd reading. It's not biological. Maybe Spock should try using his tricorder.
Captain, another abnormally high reading emanating from an object in his pocket. A locket of some sort.
Oh. Power source. Better heal him.
That's odd. I should be able to see immediate improvement in his injuries. But I have no response.
That is because Trelaine is interfering. This man is meant to be a dying soldier, whose presence provides drama for Trelaine's production.
He'll die.
Logic suggests that Trelaine will not allow him to die, except for dramatic effect. Given the inconsistencies I've noticed, it is probable that he may be kept alive indefinitely.
Can you give him something for the pain, Doctor?
Nothing I've done has any effect on him, Commander.
Commander.
Think of it. Millions of young kids enthusiastically signing up for a war without purpose, dying without reason, by the orders of commanders who don't care. It's too bad that things haven't changed much in the last 400 years. Kids still die meaningless deaths for commanders who don't care.
Jesus, Ellis. We get it. We get it.
This battlefield does not truly represent the misery that was your First World War. A single soldier where there would be dozens. Dirt where there should be mud. Trelaine is not providing an accurate depiction of this war, Captain.
At least we have one thing to thank him for, Mr. Spock.
You get no response.
How come these planet-side missions always end up being so damn cheerful?
It's hard to believe that I'm from the same species that could create such carnage.
We improved, but that's damning with faint praise.
Nothing to report in the West.
What can you tell me about the war? What can you tell me about Trelaine? About your locket. What can you tell me about the war?
I am a sentry. The others are dead. I think I'm dying. Nothing to report in the West.
What can you tell me about?
I like to watch the airplanes fly overhead. The enemy watches them too, and I know we'll have a few minutes of peace.
About your locket.
Nothing to report in the West.
About your locket.
You want my locket? But that's the only reminder of my girl. I'd rather lose my arm.
We need it very badly. If we do something for you, would you give it to us?
I have a letter to my girl. If you see that it is delivered, I'll give you my locket.
Phaser his arm off. Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell you something that you may have not noticed, but our phasers do not work. They are unpowered.
Save new game. Replace previous.
Rifle it off. Oh, we could. Good job on the beer.
Excuse me, Gretel. Could you answer a question or two for me?
I will try, Colonel.
Gretel, I need to persuade Herr Schiller to give me the school's chalkboard. It is vitally important. Can you deliver a letter for me?
Give me the letter, and I will see that it is delivered. Thank you, Captain. I will see that it is delivered.
All right. I didn't think it was her, but thought it would be the guys inside the poker room.
Nothing to report in the West.
What can you tell? What about that locket?
You've delivered my letter. I guess I'll keep my promise. Have my locket. Nothing to report in the West.
What can you tell me about the war?
I am a sentry. The others are dead. I think I'm dying.
Scenery looks a bit cartoony. Yeah, I guess so. This feels more like King's Quest. But the characters are still the same. We don't need to go there. We've got the thing for the poker guy.
Save new game. Replace previous game.
And what is the Bluffmeister up to this time?
He doesn't bluff. He just complains about everything. I do not. If I did, I would have hit the ceiling with my last hand.
You dealt. You deal with it.
There's no hand worse than the one you deal yourself.
True that. True that. Alright, here's the letter.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel. I cannot express my gratitude. If there is anything I can do for you, please let me know.
Well, I want you to sign
Welcome,
something.
friends. Can I help you?
What can you tell me? Can you help me get in? I need you to spread a rumor about a chalkboard.
You say you need me to convince Herr Schiller to give you the kindergarten blackboard. I would do anything for the man who got the commander to issue a transfer for my son.
Should we play poker?
Welcome to the game, Colonel.
3 hours later.
My God! Where did you learn to play poker, Colonel?
Starfleet Academy.
We have enough money to purchase the clock, Captain. I suggest we do so without delay.
Shouldn't we have let Spock do this? Well, no, because Kirk is a master of poker and bluffing.
Hi, can I help you?
What do you want for the... That really is a beautiful clock.
You can afford it. Take it.
All right. All we need is the blackboard. Let's save.
Save new. Replace pre.
There we go. So about that blackboard.
Herr Kirk, can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to ask a question. What do you think of what can these? I didn't realize they let you know.
You want to remove my chalkboard? Nein, absolutely not. I wouldn't consider it unless you gave me a letter from the superintendent telling me to do this.
We gotta find the superintendent. Super Nintendo Chalmers. Where was he? Poker game?
Herr Kirk, what is it this time?
I'm just saying hello, Herr Oland.
I suppose I should be courteous, Herr Kirk, but there's little profit to be made in having good manners.
Herr Kirk, though my position as school superintendent keeps me busy, I'm always glad to help you.
You look worried. It wouldn't happen to be about the chalkboard by any chance.
I have heard the most horrifying rumors about these boards. Do you think they are true?
Absolutely. If you wish, I could dispose of the thing for you before anyone is harmed. I'd need a letter for Frau Humperdinck.
Absolutely. Let me just take pen to paper. Take it when you want to destroy the vile thing.
There we go.
You pick up the piece of paper.
Off we go to finally get the chalkboard. And what do we do after that? Probably goes to the right. Now we haven't been to the right. Hey, you're right. I don't know. Well, we've got all the pieces of power, right? Use the dynamite.
Well, if the superintendent says you must take it, you must.
You must. Yeah, I agree, Kirk. I agree. Flipping down his pants.
Save new replace.
Chalkboard abs.
There it is, the triplane that shot down the Enterprise.
Why don't you start it up and fly off in a blaze of glory? After all, you are James T. Kirk, the toast of Starfleet. The man who never loses.
Mr. Ellis.
What's the matter, Kirk? The truth hurts? You never let that get in the way of your ego before.
I'm putting you on report for insubordination. We're all upset, Mr. Ellis, but these insults won't solve the thing. That's it. I've taken all I can stand from you. I'm putting you on report for insubordination. We're all upset, Mr. Ellis, but these insults won't solve the thing.
Probably this.
I don't believe in mincing my words, Captain. If you can't accept my honest opinion, too bad.
Fine, but do yourself a favor and stay out of my way. That's it. I've taken all I can stand from you. Fine, but do yourself a favor and stay out of my way.
Kirk, I'm going to be in your face so much that you're never going to forget what I look like.
Commander, I know a treatment that has a good success rate at reducing excess aggressiveness. It's called reason.
Is Ellis Trelaine? Possibly.
We should scan as much of the area as possible.
So that's where this Trelaine is holding my ship. I'll wring his neck if he doesn't give it back.
I hope we have shore leave after this mission, Jim.
The Enterprise is not far. I can sense it.
That is not logical, Captain.
I know, Mr. Spock, but I'd bet everything that I have it's nearby.
Save replace pre.
Another abnormally high reading emanating from the plane. It is in every way a Fokker DR-1, except for that power source. The tricorder indicates the hangar is completely deserted. I'm picking up immense power readings from that castle in the distance. There is a high probability that it's Trelaine's base.
Well, of course it's Trelaine's base. Where do you expect Trelaine to live? A slum?
Doctor, your display of emotion is quite unnecessary.
Grass.
Grass?
Grass. A Fokker DR-1.
Okay.
I recommend against it, at least until we have examined the craft.
We're supposed to use this on people.
Captain, the power readings from the triplane are still beyond the range of the tricorder to effectively measure. Captain, the power readings from the triplane are still beyond the range of the tricorder to effectively measure.
Okay.
The odds of Trelaine leaving his triplane in the open without setting a trap are almost too small to calculate.
You put the locket in the triplane.
Why?
You put the chalkboard in the triplane.
And then we blow it all up?
You put the clock in the triplane.
Affirmative, Captain.
Everyone stay well back.
I suppose I should be angry at you, Captain, with your act of vandalism against my beautiful aircraft. But then, barbarians will be barbarians.
There's only one barbarian in the room, Trelaine, and I'm looking at him right now. Release my ship, Trelaine. And don't you ever grow up, Trelaine? You may have powers of a god, but that doesn't even come close to making you a man. There's only one barbarian in the room, Trelaine, and I'm looking at him right now. Release my ship, Trelaine. And don't you ever grow up, Trelaine? You may have powers of a god, but that doesn't even come close to making you a man.
Turk says he's looking at a barbarian while looking at the camera. What's that supposed to mean?
There's only one barbarian in the room, Trelaine, and I'm looking at him right now.
It's me. That's my war cries from Diablo 2. I did a little cameo there, by the way.
Release my ship, Trelaine.
What are we saying? Release my ship?
My ship. My ship. It's always your ship, your crew. Don't you have anything else to think about? Conquests of your enemies and the fair sex.
Restore the ships you've stolen and return them unharmed.
You're in no position to make demands. I am the Baron of Gothos, the most renowned aristocrat in this part of Germany.
This farcical, wildly inaccurate fantasy of yours.
And you are my prisoner, a mere Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Kirk. And I will do with you whatever I want.
Trelaine, the Baron of Gothos, smirks triumphantly as the little drama unfolds.
Well, how does the great James T. Kirk get us out of this mess? Or the ones who will get out of this mess alive?
None of us will get out of here alive if we don't stick together. Do you have any ideas, Mr. Ellis?
Have you ever played hide and seek, Captain? From what you've told me, he's a cosmic child hiding from his parents. If I were his parents, I wouldn't leave him alone for a minute. I'll bet my life that someone's looking for him, Captain.
You just might be right, Mr. Ellis.
Well, this is another fine mess we're in, Jim.
Any ideas on how to get out of this, Bones?
Well, looking at it from a medical perspective, we might view Trelaine as a biological control network. And everything else that's going on is controlled by Trelaine.
And?
What happens if Trelaine loses control? Immaturity does seem to be Trelaine's only weakness.
That's dangerous, Bones.
Like playing with a phaser on overload, but that's the only thing I can think of right now.
I can suggest no logical course of action that can resolve this dilemma.
This is hardly a logical situation, Mr. Spock.
Indeed. Still, I wonder if Trelaine realizes the extent of his misrepresentation.
If the real thing weren't bad enough, a portrait of the humble Baron of Gothos smirks nauseatingly at you. These candles provide lighting for this gallery of Trelaine's castle.
All right, let's
Save new game.
talk to him.
Well, Captain, I suppose you're about to make your grand plan of escape.
You must think you're pretty clever, Trelaine, with your replica of the First World War. Why should I have to make a grand plan to escape from a loser like you? I don't have to do anything. Eventually, your parents are going to find you and discipline you again. You must think you're pretty clever, Trelaine, with your replica of the First World War. Why should I don't have to do anything. Eventually, your parents are going to find you and discipline you again.
3, 3, 1. It's either 3 or 1.
You must think you're pretty clever, Trelaine, with your replica of the First World War.
Because he's immature, right? So you want to bait him. Bait him to do something stupid and then he gets caught.
Why, thank you, Captain.
I wasn't complimenting you, Trelaine. I've never seen such a piece of nonsense in my life. Although you could have made that trench scene much more realistic. If World War I had been the way you depicted, human history would have been a lot less bloody. I wasn't complimenting you, Trelaine. I've never seen such a piece of nonsense in my life.
Nonsense?
You know, I suppose that's why your parents haven't come for you. They're ashamed to call you their son.
Oh, that's it. That's the one.
You call that war? That sanitized, melodramatic drivel? Look into the memory banks of the Enterprise. Try to recreate what the First World War was really like. That's right, Trelaine. Nonsense. I suppose I should have expected your historical abilities to be as laughable as anything else you've ever attempted. You know, I suppose that's why your parents haven't come for you. They're ashamed to call you their son.
No, they're not. My parents love me. I'm the great Trelaine, the Baron of Gothus. Of course they love me.
All parents love their children, Trelaine. But when their children are bad, time and time again, they may not want you to be with them.
You're lying. You take that back or I'll...
How do your parents feel about you? You know they don't like you playing like this. Do you want them to be ashamed of you?
The great Red Baron of Gothus
is a lonely little boy with no one to play with. That's why you won't kill us, Trelaine. Who else do you have to play with?
I've got lots of things. I don't need you.
Show us, Trelaine. Prove it, Trelaine. I don't believe you.
All right, I will. I don't need you. You weren't that much fun anyway.
Captain's log. Missing starships have been restored to normal size and are about to return to their assigned missions. A lonely little boy. That was Trelaine's vulnerability. Loneliness. He was more human than he realized. Human emotions are powerful things.
I have never disputed their power, Captain. Only that logic dictates that they should not be permitted to interfere in rational judgments. We received the message from the Zimbabwe. It left rather abruptly.
A shame that Mr. Ellis and I could not have settled our differences. He might have made a good officer for the Enterprise.
Unfortunately, Captain, life doesn't always go the way we'd like it. Happy endings are things to be cherished.
Hello, Captain. I'm Captain Gernsbeck of the Shinobi. I thought I would thank you personally before we left for Cephas 5.
It's Grendel!
Pleasure to meet you, Captain.
Have we met before, Captain? There's something familiar.
Perhaps we did, on some other planet, in some other star system, sometime long ago.
Message from Starfleet Command.
On screen.
I have reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain, and have a few comments. Well done, Kirk. Keep up the good work. I must say, however, your performance is not what we've come to expect from James T. Kirk. I guess we all have our off days, Captain. Kane out.
Oh, no.
Captain's log. While exploring an uncharted star system in the Deneb sector, we received what we think is a message from a distress beacon on Onias 2. We're en route to investigate.
Michael A. Stackpole. Is that someone I should know?
Save new game. Cancel. Delete previous game.
Battletech. Ooh.
Save new game. Cancel. Delete previous game. Save new game. Cancel.
Got A+ in the last game, getting straight C's.
Delete. Replace
Hey,
previous
you know,
game. Delete previous game.
much harder game,
Save new game.
clearly. All right, what was the name of the mission? Anyone remember it? At least we're not losing a red shirt in every mission, right? Light and darkness. L and D 1.
I advise referring to the star map and setting a course for the Onius system, Captain.
Onius. Onius is 11. 11 is there. That's it. Right there.
Approaching Onius 2, Captain.
It may be nothing, Captain, but a scan of the planet's atmosphere indicates a high concentration of rare gases trapped in the planet's magnetosphere. Atmospheric disturbances could produce random radio waves.
It wouldn't be the first time, Mr. Spock, but we'll never be able to tell if we don't check it out. After all, to seek out new life and new civilizations is our mission, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
A split infinitive, Captain.
What?
The proper grammatical expression is to go boldly where no man has gone before.
Somehow, I think it loses a little in the translation.
Yeah, we probably should stop here before we engage into the mission. We'll keep it for next time. So we're gonna save here.
Save new game. Replace previous.
And we're gonna take a small break. And we will continue with some Disco Elysium in a few minutes. And a special thanks to Worm for supporting the channel, supporting this Star Trek adventure game. Let us not forget. So yeah, we're gonna take a small break and we'll be right back.